Good morning, good afternoon, dobre din, and welcome to the show. We are now entering semifinals here in Winners League EU Division. My name is Stronglegs, your host as always for Winners League, and this beautiful man right here is Mitchman McBride, sharing a pretty awesome last name with a famous actor, so that's cool. Probably related actually, now that I think about it. But besides the point, we are watching SKADE versus Nemiga, Mitch, and I think this match right here, we've been talking about it, it is going to be absolutely insane between these two teams. What are your initial thoughts here?
I mean, looking at this series overall. Sorry, my game's just started on a million volume. All right, looking at the series overall, I'm presuming we're gonna have a competitive game. Nemiga are a team that contend. They've got Speedak in there as well. Obviously, jumping over ship a little while ago. That is a strong lineup. Like, there's so many names there that I've seen do damage across the tier 2 scene. And then you look at SKADE. Okay, maybe they don't have the same kind of name power to them, but look at the results recently. They've been putting up figures against some really top-level teams. So we're in for what should be our 3-mapper.
Yeah, what's actually really interesting too is that, like, just glancing over the HLTV odds, it seems like most people are putting SKADE at a pretty serious overdog in this matchup. But initially, when I looked at this matchup, I thought, like, before the odds came out, like, I'm thinking this is a 50-50, like maybe even leaning towards Nemiga, if anything, considering how well they have been playing, right? And considering how sloppy SKADE has been throughout their playoff series. And I think we're almost ready to go. I think the action is about to begin here on Nuke, the first map of the best of 3 series. Let's begin the show. Mel, kick the show. Let's get this started.
You know, the thing for me, when we look at these teams, the start of the game the start of the map could be a very defining factor. I don't know how well these guys bounce back if they're at huge deficits. So this pistol round could be huge for them. And SKADE, they're coming in with confidence, rushing towards the ramp. Rain had a chance in the back, but he's been spotted. And they're going to be quickly dealt with.
That's Nemiga, by the way. That's the rush. SKADE is trying to defend, and it's now all the B site here. Yo, we'll plant the bomb. Man advantage now for Nemiga as they look to establish their control further into the secret area, and MDS just decimating them already. Dennis Mars here. Good for one. And the law, it has not passed just yet. It's still in the box, and it is Nemiga for the 1-0. Getting things started pretty quick and aggressive. I like it.
Yeah, just bombing it on down. That's what we like to see. If you're getting the confidence rolling early on, you can be in with a good chance to really beat your opponent back. And on the T side, if you're building up those rounds, Nemiga are going to be feeling pretty comfortable. Now, starting it out here for SKADE, Spallin's gone for the scout. I don't expect him to take many buys without scopes in his hand. They're rushing into a complete pistol buy, though, with USPs down on ramp. That's very easy to deal with, especially with the MAC-10, the second one not being spotted. He's able to just swing around, light them up, hit the gun kick in. If they went towards outside, they could be in a lot of trouble. With Spallin on the scout, he gets 2 or 3 tags. Those USPs can really light them up, but they make the choice to go to ramp. But, I mean, in a round like this, it's questionable. There's a strong possibility SKADE 4 spot here completely. They'd have the scout outside. They'd have probably 2 pistols towards the ramp. And Nemiga could have been in for a much rougher time, but yeah, they got lucky this time.
Even the triple force buy, right, with pistols crossfired in ramp room is pretty dangerous for these kind of plays, but you know, maybe Nemiga is trying to make a statement early on here. Oh, Spellin? This man is not the hunted, he's the hunter, Mitch. He is the one in control of this situation. He's going for the further tag. I don't know how. Okay, I appreciated the kill on Lollipop. That one was a little overzealous. That scout maybe could have been better served here, but you know what? Maybe he wants an MP9. Maybe he wants a FAMAS instead. But this is going to be a buy for SKADE. The Bulgarian side, they will take out the AWP for Denislaw and Spellin, or will it be FAMAS? Utility, lacking kits, lacking that extra oomph on the utility as well. So only 2 Molotovs to hold back against any sort of rushes, it seems like Nemiga as well. They're starting this off pretty aggressive outside already. They're looking for the early battle, but maybe they're not expecting the op to come out here from Denislaw.
I like the decision now to fall back on the back of it. He's going to play in towards CT, knowing that they could close the distance. Lollipop's already taken down Rocking, though. The CT side traded back. They knock out that man advantage to play with. It gets much harder to hold the map control, but Spellin does a great job of it down in the vents, shutting down any secret control for Nemiga and leaving them in a position now where they've got to push into bomb sites kind of blind. They can't afford to spread out too much. They've got a player outside, but Lollipop picks the kill on A. Now the question is, where does Jo go with that AWP? He's still sat on outside. His teammates are down the vents. They're going for the bomb plant. He wants to cross the secret. He'll make it down as well. And Lollipop going aggressive to catch the ramp players as they attempt to stop that bomb being planted or push in afterwards. He's lost his teammate behind. That's not going to help with MDS down. If he gets spotted here, he has to find the kill, and he can't do it. Jo in a 1v3. It's not looking too likely. All these players are on the same angle, and he hasn't got the potential to really take peeks against 2 or 3 men looking at the same angle. That AWP, just the rate of fire isn't there. Bombs being tapped. I think this is going to be the round. Look at that. Great double peek. Well handled by SKADE. Up above and down below. No possibility of being collateraled. And again, he can't deal with it. He fires one shot. He's going to wait for the cog back and easily dealt with by Rain after.
I was concerned for SKADE in that scenario because he had a Molotov in his hand, but he couldn't quite get the angle to get it off. And they had no kit and he had no smoke. So if he'd gotten that molly off, maybe that round would have actually unfolded favorably. But really well done by SKADE. Good communication. You're right. That double peek is so hard to deal with if you're the opper. Now Nemiga, unfortunately, their casualties from the previous rounds have now come to bite them. Wait, guys, box. Why did you have a Glock? Oh, he just beat the 50 now. He bought it. He bought it. But yeah, based on what Nemiga's kind of posturing towards right now, it seems like they are looking for that upper explode, pushing off the hut player with a Molotov, and they're just waiting.
It looks like all that utility's just being thrown out. Now the hero rifle tries to take the fight, but Jo was spotted. They're not checking up close. They knew Raptor was around that area. Bit of a disaster for them. The AWP, Denny's just jumping around, staying alive. Not getting spotted at all as the players walk on out. And a little bit of a lack of awareness there, I think, by Nemiga as they came through. They knew where Raftu was. They knew that the AWP was on the bomb side, but they focused up towards the rafters. Which kind of made sense. I mean, if the AWP's missing the shot, nice connection by Box. I don't think he gets much more here, though, realistically. SKADE should be very cautious about losing any more rifles. Especially with the low HP Denny Slaw. This could spiral out of control pretty quickly. His head peeking on 9 HP. Oh, and he gets wallbanged to death, of course. But those 2 ops saved over, SKADE can still feel comfortable enough. It's not like they have to invest an insane amount of money. But Nemiga did well to find those 2 frags. The only problem is that they're on an eco now, and this is where SKADE get to build up money for free.
Yeah, it always makes my legs clench a little bit when I see double op setup against full ecos, though. I don't know what it is.
I get you.
Not the most ideal weapons to have, right, against these pistols. That kid overwhelmed, and there is a single flashbang here available for Nemiga, so they are looking for that upper explode. But of course, the triple setup for SKADE has been pretty much untouched. Oh, I think the bomb snuck down. Yeah, the bomb's making it.
There's a lot of team damage on the rocking.
That missed shot is a bomb plant. That's insane. That's serious consequence for a missed shot there for the opper.
Rocking almost got team killed there as well. He got sprayed in the legs by his teammate. He's really hungry for that frag. He's on 4 HP.
I just saw that.
He survives.
He got spun in the back of the head too, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, God. And he was just like, I'm going to shoot him if you step in front of my fire. It's not my problem, is it? Fair enough. I hope they don't play Tarkov together. 3-2 now. Like they're building up rounds. They're feeling good. The pressure is really on SKADE at the moment. The good thing is they've got a decent grasp on their CT side economy, which can be really hard to do. And we saw yesterday the games that we had. The teams just were not getting a grip on their CT economy at all. Every single time they were right down on $0 once they bought. This is very dangerous. Spellin will pick up one, but where does he go? What can he do from here? They've got full utility. They can molly him out. And there's the molly coming through. He smoked it. He's running, but they're just spamming. No problem, and the Molotov picks him up. That's a one and done, unless they don't check you as they go on down. Even with the cover from Denny Slaw. Look, this cross smokes on outside completely stopped him from helping his teammate at all. And not a position I'm a big fan of, because now look at what SKADE are in a position to do. Pretty much, well, if they push towards the A site, they'll have 2 players there because they've got Heaven. But if they go down towards ramp or B, it's only going to be 1 guy holding there. That's a 4 versus 1 aim duel.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to decide, because they still have a good chunk of utility on this D side, but it seems like they're just going to walk out a contact shot into the A site, expecting it. Lollipop with 1, and the second one to quickly follow as well, opening up the A site. Dennis Law coming in from Heaven. Not liking his odds. A double op setup. Not the ideal weapon retake here, and I think they're just going to fall off, hold on to that economy, and try again in the next round. But Nemiga doing a good job converting these scenarios, right? Quick to react on their feet outside to squeeze out Dennis Law, or excuse me, Spellin inside the secret area. And then instantly just regrouping back in lobby, right? Not letting SKADE figure out what's going on, not letting them gain information or gain space. Pretty well played.
Yeah, bit of a miss setup by SKADE as well on the A-bomb site. Having the 2 players there, if the guy up on rafters is going to be peeking wide, whoever's close at the box should really be swinging with him to make sure that they've got a double peek on the squeaky door. Instead, just hiding behind those boxes, it leaves, again, like a 1v1 or even 2v1 deficit aim duel for them. Nemiga find that frag. They push out to the A bomb site. No potential for trades. Then another aim duel goes down. Again, nobody can trade as Denny Slaw was still coming up with the op. He was still in hell. And it's just a little bit clunky for them. As we said, the issue was going to be as they push towards the A bomb site. There's 2 players there to set up together, but they played that very individually. And now into 3-3. SKADE are on the verge of losing the control they have over their economy on 3 players, so probably going to be an eco if they lose this one, or at least a very mixed up force buy. So this is very dangerous now.
Yeah, look how much they're stressing out SKADE. They're just dumping their entire execute on the A side. They pulled the rotate over, but Rainwaker's gotten the kill that dropped the bomb. That was an opportunity for him to multi-frag, but he gets destroyed by Yo. Dennis Law is down below, though, with the op, holding it down. Not quite letting them instantly convert to that B bomb site and making them pay for it. Now they're rerouting. Box is out. If he finds Spellin, that's one. There's another player, too, is left on the bomb site. That'd be an important kill, and he finds that as well. Opening up single-handedly the A site, Mitch.
That was dirty. That was just dirty, turning around to the bomb site player. Now you got a plant. You've got an AWP for the retake. Denny Slaw is also on 59 HP. Save both of these weapons, and it's a full buy in the next round, comfortably as hell. But SKADE, they're moving in towards that A bomb site. They're making me think they want to go for this. And they've lost a player immediately. Very little information to play around. That op's not going to be pushing him by himself. Now they save over 1 AWP. Yeah, he can drop one of his teammates, 2 maybe. He's already got the armor to play with. He's dead.
The killer.
So, he's getting nothing. I'm very surprised. I wasn't even looking for Box to hunt that because, okay, the money is fine for Nemiga, but he could very well still be going for it. You don't know that he's towards outside, but they just pushed. They went straight in, rushing towards T-spawn through main. They went outside, spreading out, looking for that kill. And they get a huge benefit now because I was just saying, Denny Slaw could drop 2 of his teammates. Rainwalker could buy for himself. Get an auto shotgun on the hood, and you're happy days. Not anymore. Now they're going to just be probably dropping pistols around.
Yeah, he literally just single-handedly denied them a buy round here. And he opened up to, like, you can't ask for much more from Box. Like, he did, the impact in that round was literally insane, man. The contingency plan, right? Because everything they were doing towards B and ramp did not go favorably, but the buy does come out after all. The double M4s, the CZ for Rockin', Rainwaker, unfortunately, I think he got the short stick. He might just be down to the possible pistol upgrade here. Let's see what he gets dropped. There's a potential for a FAMAS, but I can't help but feel like an MP9 here would be better served for him. Just get him that extra utility. And nope, he's just going to go with the Deagle armor. He's fine with the hand cannon, Mitch.
Yeah, so Spellum wanted to get the armor and full utility to back up the M4. And Rain's just going to look for those headshots. Respectable buy here for SKADE. I think very selfish, selfless of Rainwalker to give over that weapon. And Denny gets an AWP out. Again, if they save both of those weapons at the start of that play, this would be a comfortable full buy. But instead, they're left in this mixed position. Great opening duel by Denny, though. They haven't smoked the cross. I don't know what Nemiga were thinking there. Maybe, well, presumably they were thinking it was going to be the eco we thought it would be.
Yes.
But SKADE catch them off guard, and that's a free kill. This now puts them in a really good position to convert.
Yeah, you can just instantly see the immediate halt from Nemiga, right? As soon as that op pops off, they're like, nope, stop. Cancel what we were doing before. They have weapons.
See, now there's question marks, though. Have they bought an op with the excess money they had and bought pistols around it? Or are we versus M4s and utility? Like, they don't know exactly what they're against. So they've got to play this super safe. And, I mean, you saw the confidence, right? They just swung out. They're like, where's the pistols? I want to get the kills. Oh, that's an op? Wait, what? With smokes down to secret, we're going to slowly push forward. Spellin's in position. He's about to let them know that they've got M4s bought up. They might find that out the hard way. Head spotted. Box being tapped away. The shots are missed. Oh, no. Molly down. They can't push him, at least. It's a small positive.
It looked like he dinked him, though. I swear I saw the animation and everything, but either way, Lollipop will eliminate one of the players above inside lobby, looking to get a little too aggressive. Now, Spellin is still down below. He's holding it down, and he's hearing all this commotion. Lollipop drops in vent. Now there's a bit of chaos happening. There's a bit of a pinch towards secret. The utility gets dumped towards ramp. Trying to control these rotates in, but they've already made their way through. But they're able to squeeze out 1 and a second. The patience for Nemiga is paying off in dividends. The bomb is dropped on Ratu with 1, 2, and a third as well. It's all down to Speed Act, the latest pickup for Nemiga, and he gets up in the back. And Raftu with the heroic play, the beautiful spray down, the transfer, and the op kill to close off the round. What a beast! He just averted disaster. Give this man a medal, Mitch.
I feel like I've got shell shock after watching that. What the hell? And nobody's reacting. There's a dude on ramp just spraying out, and no one really cares. Like, yeah, leave him. He won't win the round. There's 4 of us. Every shot, every spray, beautiful stuff by Raftu. They give him an inch, and he takes just a country mile. 4-4. Look, it's still a terrible position for SKADE. They're trading out rounds. Nemiga are building it up on the T side. 2 more, they're comfortable. Anything past that, which is very possible with how things have been playing out, then we're in dangerous territory. Remember, they lost the opening duel to that AWP. It caught them by surprise. But look at how they recovered it. That's my issue. You cannot rely on individual performances like that from Raftu. So SKADE now, they need to take that. They need to be happy. Okay, we got a free round. That's great. Now we need to consistently pull that out. Nemiga, oh, they just spotted a player on the bomb side, but Box this time couldn't get that entry in time. Molly went down. That's going to push them up to the boxes, and they're going to start closing on the bomb side. Raftu, has he still got the magic? No. He spent all his kill tokens. He only finds, well, nothing. Good damage, at least. Spelling in with 1, but they're losing the A bomb side. 2 players up in heaven. They're stuck there. Nade's doing very little for them, but hold on. They're not immediately reacting. Good kill up there by Box as well. And that scared me. As soon as Rainwalker found that kill, I thought he's getting a second, but he didn't see the other one behind. They immediately reacted, turned around, took him down, looked up towards heaven, and caught the repeaks from the CTs. This is the kind of thing we're talking about. You know, SKADE not being able to consistently connect these rounds. If you're winning because someone's getting a 4K, you still need to probably call a pause. We haven't seen any so far.
Right, yeah, and these 4Ks aren't things that happen often, right? These heroic rounds only happen so many times in the game, so you kind of just got to run away when it does happen and run with it, whatever lead you can get. Tag shot comes off from Spellin, okay. A little early damage done to Nemiga. That's certainly going to weaken their confidence here for these early picks. This is the force buy for SKADE, and if they lose this one, Mitch, that'll really set them behind and allow Nemiga the opportunity to get a massive lead here. So far, they're doing a solid job outside, even with the damage taken. They're pushing off the pistols. They're denying the crossfires. And now they're regrouping towards lobby. And, oh, no. Did they walk into the A site here?
They're going to lose. Oh, okay. Yeah, they lose 1 player. That's guaranteed. There goes the Deagle for a second. Now, this is getting dangerous. SKADE now swinging around. Raftu gets the reload on. He's hiding behind the boxes. A player on the bomb side as well. That's the scout of Spellin. He's going to make people a lot easier for his teammate to kill if he can just hit them. He eventually does, but his teammate's already down as Raftu falls. Rainwalker's got it on him. He finds 1. The Deagle spams. If that was an M4, he won the round. But he can't do it this time. And 6-4 we go. Nemiga clocking up the rounds, leaving SKADE over onto an eco, and this is probably going to be 7. And already shaping up to be a pretty bad half for SKADE. We're seeing a lot of individual performances, but that CT hold in general just isn't there for them.
Wow. All right. I think SpeedX survived there with 2 health, too. That's too uncomfortable for me personally, Mitch. But Nemiga, they hold on, and that's kind of the key point, right? They are potentially going to get the 7th here on the board, and that's such a great T-side start for them. And it's going to give them a lot of confidence, a lot of room for error, but now they're just going to truck it all the way down here. I think they're being heard, and they're being spotted. There is a bit of a stack here for SKADE, though. I wonder if they expect this, actually. This is kind of scary. We've seen these rounds lost before.
We definitely have. You walk out, don't check the P250. Rainwalker would have had a field day, but as they check him, USP's on fire, door opens, that's just shouting, I'm over here. And with Raftu being left alive, he did it with an M4 and a 1v4. Now it's a 1v5 with a USP. It's like we're just upping the level of difficulty. You've already completed the campaign. Let's go back and do it on Legendary. All skulls on. Sadly, his skull's off as it gets cracked open. And it's 7-4. SKADE very far behind. Even if they convert every single round from this point forward, this is a terrible half for them. And this, remember though, this is Nemiga's map pick. We expect to see them feeling comfortable on the T side. The problem for me is a lot of these times it's not been a situation where SKADE look like they're falling apart because of the map. This is Nemiga dominating on an individual level at the moment. And that's kind of what we expected coming into this. In a way, we mentioned how Nemiga have got all those names that you know can do damage. We've seen them do it at tier 2 levels across the board. Where SKADE, they rely more on that team play, which hasn't been here so far, but they open it up with 2 kills.
Okay. Bit of a chaos happening already. SpeedX looking to recover the outside control, maybe find himself the equalizer, but actually the MDS towards, I think, what is lobby. And Dennis Law does eliminate SpeedX after all. So MDS does have the A site though. Now the utility's starting to run thin in terms of holding down the rotates. The bomb goes down the vents, but you guys already have the A site locked down. MDS looking for that other fight, but they're yin-yanging in the smoke. Mitch, it's so awkward. Smoke fades. That's Dennis Law. He's gonna. Oh no!
What a scumbag. He goes for the knife. It's just so... He gets lots of money for it. It's a sensible decision. Goes down and pre-fires the vents. Good decision by Spellin to just hide behind. You know if he's coming down vent, he's going fast. That gives away the sound cue, then Spellin swings out afterwards, avoids the pre-fire. It's 7-5 for SKADE at the moment. As we said, terrible position to play from. They're also, having lost all those players, left in a spot where economically they're not really going to be able to get a strong buyout right now. They're going to have to really coordinate this, dropping over the weapons to the right players. Again, in this tournament so far, at least in the games I've done with you, we've not seen the auto shotgun hold on top of Hut, which is... And we've seen Nuke almost every time.
Right, it's pretty strong too, I'm surprised. And this is kind of my point before we were rudely interrupted by the Counter-Strike action outside. Guys, come on, please. But I don't think Nemiga is making the most optimal decisions, but the fact that they're doing it so close in proximity to each other is giving them that extra strength that they need to actually win out these rounds, right? Like, they really aren't making the smartest or the craziest or the, you know, the most profound decisions here. They're just doing it together, like shoulder to shoulder. Like, they went into the stack on the B site and on the eco, right? They're on the anti-eco. They call the B site. They have no info on A. They have no info outside. They don't really have anything. They just walk into B, but they're all shoulder to shoulder and get every single fight won there together in the bottom B bomb site, right? It's like these are really risky, but because of the fact that they're playing it together, they're playing it as one. It's kind of like bolstering their strength on this T side, and it's pretty nice to see.
The thing is, that sets Nemiga up for even more rounds potentially on the board. They're playing this so well, we could easily see 9, and if we do, it's unlikely that we see very much. Oh, hello. Raftu's kind of lost in the smoke, I think, a little. Could have caught them going down the vents, but nice kill by Speedak outside. JO's found the B kill, so bomb plan secured. They've got secret control. The kill they found outside means that nobody's coming down through secret, so it's only vents and ramp they've got to worry about. And Boggs as well. Look at his spot. He's still lurking up above. If he doesn't get a free kill from here, I'd be very surprised. And they're actually playing safe. They're going to go in for the saves. This leaves Boggs to now hunt them down. Speedax found one on outside again. Boggs looking on the A side, but they've already made it through the T-spawn. They're successfully then going to save over these 2 rifles, but that ain't going to help them a whole lot. Like, Nemiga just walked all over them in a full buy. Now, you do have to consider SKADE were massively missing utility. And I think a little bit of a misallocation of resources there. We saw them get 4 rifles and an op. Okay, cool. That's a solid buy from them. But the issue, when you don't have any utility to play around, when you're not having that HUD player taking the auto shotgun so he can have the Molotov to stop them rushing the door, so he can have the nade to lob in deep if they do break it, so he can have... So another player on the bomb site could maybe have a molly as well to stop a HUD rush. Well, Nemiga are able to just blitz out and walk all over them, and they clearly had the read right there on where the buy was for SKADE, and the fact that they could make a faster play down through the vents without a whole lot of punishment, as well as that a really nice flash went out from them. As you saw, it blinded the A players completely.
Fair points. Can't argue that. It's always actually interesting to see how teams make their decisions, right? Like, some teams, they always have that one player that's completely willing to sacrifice his own firepower and pick up that, you know, that downgraded weapon, that MP9 or the auto shotty for that extra utility and kit. And some people just prefer the higher firepower, I guess. They like the rifles. They're more comfortable with that.
I think there's a point where you got to draw the line, though. In a match like this, where you're being dominated on an individual level when it comes down to it, you should probably start to reconsider buying the firepower weapons to try to fight back in that sense, right? You should be playing a little bit more around your utility, around your team. This is Nemiga probably on 9 rounds. You can see the eco has been taken. 2 timeouts for Nemiga. Now I'm starting to think it's technical, because they called the first one, which I was thinking, yeah, fair play. If you're winning those rounds and you're calling a timeout, all right, I respect it. You want to slow it down. You want to make sure you get 9 on the board. Like, not many people, when they're 8-5 up on the T side of Nuke, go, all right, guys, we have to win this next one. But fair play. But the second timeout, now I'm getting suspicious.
Public service announcement, players, if you're in here watching, there is a technical timeout you could use instead of your timeouts.
Yeah. I mean, hey, maybe they're really intensely focused on winning this round. Like, they're compiling everything they've seen over the, like, someone's going through with a calculator going, all right, they've got this much money, and then they got this, and then they got 3 kills and 2, and so yeah, I think it's going to be an eco, guys. I think probably going to be pistols.
According to my calculations, they have about $1,900 average, which means they can only buy the M4s that they saved plus 2 kits.
But hold on, they saved 2 M4s, so they might drop over scouts. So the possibility for nades and scouts is the pot. Like, hey, I would love that. Honestly, if that's going down, someone's just like, please show your workings as well if you're calculating their economy. But no, I'm gonna presume it was a tech issue, all sorted now. And the Nemiga, they've had plenty of time to fix whatever was going wrong there. But it also means SKADE have had a chance to talk about what they want to do. I mean, if it's a technical pause, there's no talking allowed, but they probably have a decent plan. Denny's already on outside. He's hiding inside these smokes, going to try to creep up behind them. Something I'd expect one of the pistols to probably do in this round. But he's gone up with the M4 on top, and he gets spotted by Jo, and that's why I'd expect the pistol to do it. It's risky, and if he falls, you've only got one M4 to play around.
Stranglehold coming out here from Nemiga, right? Not really letting them any sort of breathing room. Holding down everything while they push the other side. Rainwaker now the only person. Not to be confused with Rain Walker, who makes the Rain walk. This guy wakes up the Rain, Mitch. It's only good for 1. Rockin does eliminate Yo, and suddenly, actually, we're in what it looks like a possible scenario here for Rockin with this AK-47.
Sure, he's pulled it back, but he has to get those first shots off. Rockin him with no armor. If he gets tapped in the toes, he's going to be looking at the sky. It's going to be difficult to get anything near a spray. Like, to me, this is pretty much a deagle with maybe like 2 bullets in it by the time they return to you. Creeping up through observation, time starting to tick away, no kit to play with. And they're tooked out. Nemiga are playing this really, really passive. Just going to spot him on the ramp. Going to take him down as well, but MDS was ready to fall back. Have his teammates swing in from the ramp, get a 2-man peek. 9-5. Securing the round. They'll lose a couple players. Not really the biggest of deals, though, because they've got that bomb plant. It's easy enough. I guess it's a couple $100 going to SKADE is the only downside. And look at the utility again. It's really, really weak for SKADE. They're prioritizing all 5 M4s yet again. And it's not like there's anything specifically wrong with it, but no molly down for the door. It could have been a faster rush coming up from Nemiga. Now they're posted, and Tennysaw loses that fight. The trade is there, at least, as Raftu secures it. They've got to make some form of aggressive play, though. Get the information. They don't know what's going on, and they're now 1 man down to cover this map. The map stays the same size, but you got less people to cover it. And for Nemiga, that's happy days.
Look at their patience, right? They're not really getting too antsy with this lead. They're just backs up against the wall, waiting to see where SKADE shoves back. And then MDS begins to sort of advance, right? He clears right side vent, starts clearing top hut, looks for the player in mini. Raftu might catch him on the side, or he might just catch Raftu completely unsuspecting. And this explode out of door has been relatively unanswered by SKADE. They have not really found a solution to this contact play out the door in the mid-round. Now it's a 4 versus 2. The bomb side is in full control of the Nemiga side. The bomb is being planted here towards default position. And Nemiga once again in full control. A lot of utility considering they used none to get on the site. Spellin gets a little desperate, and now it's Rainwaker to make it rain. And only death can be found this time around Mitch. And it is 10-5. We're going to cut to quick caster cam here really shortly. And
okay,
we are going to swap the GoTV really quickly here. But this was such a phenomenal half by Nemiga, I should say. I mean, they played that perfectly, right? From the pistol, from the conversions, from their kind of their explodes out door. Like, what? It's so rare that you see teams running that over and over with a man advantage, right? And they're the team that's more than happy to trade out 1-for-1 on the outside, or 1-for-1 out ramp or lobby. Like, they're so comfortable in these 4v4 scenarios, and they seem to have converted it multiple times. 10 rounds on T side, Mitch. That's not something that we see often.
No, it really isn't. And so the issue for me looking at how SKADE played that is that they never had a read on how Nemiga were playing. Like, look at even that last round. The guy peeks in the door, gets killed as they push out. So the player that was in HUD, I think it was Rocking, decided to push through. Not a bad call, but the op was still just between HUD and radio. With the AWP scoped in, he walks around, immediately gets up. Now, if they're pushing Squeaky and they're out to bomb side, and they still haven't come into HUD, my assumption is they're going down vents. This is going to be an outside to B control, but no. Or indeed down ramp as well. But no, they were actually hitting A, but a little bit disconjointed. 2 players through doors. Then like 10 seconds later, they're going to push HUD. It's a really weird setup, but it works. And that's the thing is, usually you wouldn't do that because you're scared, right? If you push out a door and your 2 players die, now you've got 2 guys in HUD. but the CTs are ready for you. They're able to step back, reset. Not the case in that setup, but Nemiga are so confident in their individual ability. Look at how successfully they've been finding either the opening duels or the trades back on them. So they don't really mind making those riskier plays, playing a little bit more staggered, which just throws SKADE's compass all over the place because they can never really predict what Nemiga are going to do.
Right, forcing them to play reactive instead of having any sort of idea of trying to be one step ahead of you, right? Always forcing them kind of to react to what you're doing, which is, I mean, that's literally the definition of making them play your game, right? Making them play into your hands. And
absolutely,
they're really good at that. I will give them that for sure. And I think we're almost ready to go. It should be here for a few more seconds that I see, but I think we're ready right now. Mel, let's go. Bring the second half for us.
All right, so this pistol round starting it off. You got armor on every single player on the T side. They're not even going to touch utility. Technically a lie. Rocking's gone in for a decoy. But other than that, obviously it's Nemiga on 10 on the CT side.
Yeah, we'll be fixed shortly.
SKADE looking to push it. Yeah, it's all good. Just clarifying for myself. But for SKADE, having themselves pretty much nothing to work with as they push in. It's risky, especially if they went ramp. You'd expect even a flashbang to be in play, but no. They've already seized Hell control. Haven't yet gone up towards Heaven. MDS is making sure of that with 2 kills, and he goes out for a third, not getting it, but his teammates are there to trade all the way back. They know exactly where Rainwalker is, and as he comes out with a CZ, I don't know what he was doing turning left there, just sacrificing himself, accepting death, as SpeedAct deals with him and puts it 11-5.
Wow, I'm taking a few pages from Nemiga's pistol books because these seem like they're in full control every time. It's very impressive. Like, they had all their bases covered on that pistol round. Nothing fancy, nothing flashy, just solid fundamentals. Holding down the ramp push, denying the split towards Hell. MDS is playing the angles almost to perfection. Now SpeedAx looking for the tags outside. Oh, the nade and tag combo almost eliminated them. They have 2 players extremely wounded now. MDS does find Rainwaker, one of the healthier players, so now the chances for SKADE are even slimmer unless one of these deagles could pop off here.
It's like a shooting range for Box at the moment. They're not going to be able to return fire on that range. The SMG just shreds them. Puts any accuracy they had completely out of the question. You still only find, what, 2 SMG kills? So that could have been a whole lot better for Nemiga. They bought up quite a lot. Like, this bonus round is not going to be convincing from them. SKADE, having taken the eco, have got a much better spot to play from. Utility is there for the most part. They've got the smokes. They can get smokes on outside. They can try to close in the distance, but in this case, you really don't want to do that. You've got a scout. You've got 3 SMGs to play with. It's Nemiga that want to close the distance, and you see Box immediately go right out on outside. So much damage done. But JO's forced back. Unable to help his teammates as they've already pushed up. But look at Dennyslaw. He's 2 health. If someone sneezes on him, he's dead. Rocking's not too healthy either. Remember, it's a bonus round. As long as Nemiga find 3 kills, they're happy. They're beating back the SKADE economy and setting themselves up for victory in the next round. That's all they need to do. A possibility for even more is definitely on the cards. The outside push coming through from the CT side. It's so late, I'd be surprised if they're still expecting it. And 2 players? Like, okay, there's the first kill. Look, Spellon immediately turns around. There's not going to be another guy walking up the stairs. Why would there be? Then he saw us walking up with a side turn. JO's going to catch one completely. Whoa. He kind of got a little bit panicked, but he found that kill eventually.
Not the sexiest, but you know what? We'll take it. Lollipop. Looking for the MP9 shot. It would be a massive kill for him, but unfortunately, Spellon is just on point right now. Yo, his position is known. They know he's down below, and I think they're just going to hold down the vent, rotate here as well. There's a Seeker run in, and it will be SKADE with check for now. In the 6th round on the board, and a solid amount of damage here to Nemiga. Keep the pressure up, but of course, Nemiga, we know they're not broken, right? They still have this buy in this next round, especially with the saved M4. So by no means is SKADE out of the waters. But Mitch, if they can convert this next gun round, get Nemiga broken, take away some of that early confidence and momentum, close the gap a little bit, just make Nemiga feel a little sweat, right? A little stress. That goes a long way in these kind of series.
No, for sure. Like, even if you're not converting this map, you don't want to be losing it 16-6 or 16-7. You want to make sure that you're putting up a fight to let your opponents know that confidence ain't the way to play it when it comes to the next, especially because it's Mirage, right? So it's going to be that more puggy ground. And if you're coming in already feeling confident about your ability, Well, that's going to go a long way on Mirage. And for Nemiga, having saved over that M4 is a big deal. They get their AWP out. The utility is going to be flying relatively high up on JO anyways. Lollipop as well, MDS, feeling pretty good. For SKADE, they lost the 2 players. They have to reinvest quite a bit. They didn't have utility on most players, so they've got to buy that fully. Oh, that was almost a kill for SPEEDAK if he jumped a second later. And the issue then is that your economy is very low. If they lose this, especially without a bomb plant, that's Nemiga converting 14 to 6. So not only is it important for a momentum kind of basis that you want to build up that confidence and make your opponent sweat, but also you don't want to be left in a spot where you're so far behind those smokes. Okay, they did throw one for box, but there's a huge gap in it. And they know that. So they swing out and check it, pre-firing it, spelling. Nice opening duel for SKADE.
Yeah, that was their contingency plan for the outside control, right? That just got robbed. Now they're kind of scattering to figure out how they're going to recover. The hits coming down the vents. They go. They're taking sustained damages for that scale. Raptor, get down the vents. He was... I don't know if you saw that, but he was really struggling to go down.
He was headbutting that all day long. Made it eventually, though. Thankfully.
That was so risky, though. The bomb gets planted. Yes. Are Nemiga calling it? No, they're going down towards Secret. Okay, they're not quite calling it. SPEEDAK, look for that player inside lobby. Oh, he spots him. He eliminates him. Now it's a 3 versus 2. A great early start is swung around for Nemiga.
Oh, Raf2, he's so low as well, so he's dealt with immediately after not getting down the vents earlier. Rocking now, left alone. He's flashed. Got a tuck in that allows him to cover the distance. They're up right next to him. They've spotted him, and he doesn't even get the kill. The defuse to go through. And a huge round there for Nemiga. Pulling that back. They lost 2, and then they win it right afterwards. Bombing it. I mean, look at everything went right for them in those in the post-plant situation. Nemiga, or in the retake, I should say. SPEEDAK on ramp. He's holding it. He's holding the words radio. He's holding, and eventually he goes, okay, there's no one radio. As soon as he turns away, the player pushes, but he doesn't look at the bottom of ramp, which gives a free kill over to SPEEDAK. Then you've got the low HP player that couldn't make it down the vents early on. Yeah. It's like these tiny little things for SKADE that robbed them of the round.
I mean, I'm less concerned with that than I am concerned with the fact that they chose to go down the vents in the mid-round, especially when they haven't eliminated any of the A players. Like, you guys didn't kill their A rotator. You didn't kill the mini player. You killed the outside player. Why risk that much damage going down the vents? That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, you're better off to just commit an extra 5 seconds or so and rotate through outside. But I think if I remember correctly, they might have only had 1 smoke left then because they'd already thrown their outside execute. And they might then have just decided that their only chance to use the outside kill was to push down vents and find secret control. But again, it is still massively risky, as we saw. Oh, especially if you can't find your way down the vent.
Poor Rafty. No, this is too quiet for my comfort here on the outside. SKADE, they will throw the wall of smoke. Spellin will make his way down Secret. It seems like the players for SKADE are now grouping up towards this door side. I think they might looking to take a page out of Nemiga's book, right? Just explode on the A site. They also just heard the rotates down the vents, but they know that the A site is susceptible for this attack right now.
Oh, that smoke leaves Jo in a position. They can't make it down the vents! They can't do it! It's not Polly trying to jump down. I don't know what that was. Jo just takes 3 free kills. Terrible smoke. I don't know. We need to try running nuke with your eyes closed. Okay, Rainwalker's trying to do it. Let's give him some credit. Goes in with the bomb plant, faking it out, trying to get the peek. SPEEDAK hasn't spotted it, but now the bomb, look, hasn't been planted. Now they know that he's going to be going for it eventually. Sticks it this time. They come out, dropping down. They give him the chance, and Rainwalker, he only is good for the 1. With MDS getting the defuse, that was a little bit of a scary round. There was a lot of mistakes. SKADE almost pull it back. But man, twice now. Once they lost an advantage in the post plant by not making down the vent with 1 player, and then that guy goes straight in, blocks the whole team. The smoke was terrible, so Jo had the gap. Oh man, it couldn't have went worse.
What's confusing for me is that they heard the player rotate vent, right? Like, I was very, he didn't like quietly walk down. He just stomped down the vent. It was very obvious that he went down the vents. And so I'm surprised they called a vent hit instead of a just hit up a lot of defenses were weak. But now it's going to be a fast play for SKADE, looking to potentially overwhelm. Rainwaker makes his way out the smoke. And then on the other side there's that auto shotty that you like, Mitch. At least someone's got it for you. They heard your call.
Finally. Nemiga, a team you can rely on to pull out that auto shotty on the CT side. Finally, we get it. MDS from Molly, he knows the player's pushed forward, easily connects the headshot, and it's all onto Raf2. It's 14-6, and well, now I think we can come to terms with the fact that it's 15-6. SKADE are being shut out. You know, I was going to say in the previous half that I'm just going to assume Rafty doesn't get much done here, just with MDS having 32 HP, but he's not going to be the first point of contact. I guess we should give him the benefit of the doubt. But here's the swing. He's spotted by the rifle. Somehow he's not dead. JO takes him down. Okay. I was going to say SKADE, maybe not familiar with the map. You know, maybe they don't play it a whole lot. They played this more than Nemiga have in the last 3 months. With this core, they've played it 19 times in 3 months. And they've just been completely lost at the moment. I mean, on the CT side, I was putting it down to Nemiga playing this a little bit weird. Like we said, their timings were off sometimes. They had the confidence to double push Squeaky, but not push Hut for another 10 seconds after. But now we see it. Oh man, you can't lose that peak early on. Like Lollipop just dominates them. But we see them not know how to make it down vent. We see them, the outside executes. They find a kill and they don't really know what to do off of that opening duel. It's very odd for a team that's played this so much.
Right? Honestly, I know. Did you see what Nemiga just did? They threw a molly that lands behind the hut door that doesn't allow it to spread, and they just ran through hut, making the enemy team think there's a Molotov there, and they just killed that guy. That is...
I missed that.
500
well, like,
IQ.
it lands on the A side, like, in the corner on the right.
Like, yeah, you know how like, there's a door on the hut exit towards the A site?
Yeah?
Yeah, they landed like in between like the triangle that it makes behind it.
Oh, wow, okay.
That is
That's
500
700 IQ.
Yeah, right? That's insane. Jesus, that is so savage. Speedak playing the tiny little angles, and he always going to win it with the AWP. Now it's just rocking in Denislaw to try to salvage what is a pretty failed map here for SKADE. Now, this is Nemiga's map pick, though, so I've not lost faith completely in them. And wait, hold that thought. What?
Okay.
What is happening?
It's spiraling out of control. SKADE having a lot of contention. Maybe Nemiga are feeling a little bit loose towards the end of it. They're actually checking where Box is as well. Rocking has an idea, and he gets the duel, finding himself a third kill. That's an AWP save forward as well, 15-7. Look, it ain't over yet. I think if you're Nemiga, you want to stay tuned until the very end. Don't let it go. And don't, like, if you let your foot off the accelerator, this is where things start to get better for SKADE. Not on this map, realistically. 8 rounds in a row on the T side, not something a lot of teams can do. Especially not when you're against a team that's on a similar level to you. And they're going to get an eco here. That brings them up to 8. And it's about confidence. Like, you're moving on to the next map. If you've just been 16-6, that's a lot harder to deal with than if you come back, you win 5 rounds in a row towards the end, and all of a sudden it's 16-11. That's a much better... Yeah, okay, we can do it. We can do it on Mirage. Don't worry about it. Much easier to shrug that off than it is getting dominated.
Agreed. You gotta play the psychology game, Mitch. You can't just beat him in CS. You have to beat him mentally. You have to mentally destroy your opponent. And nothing better than that on a 66 on the first map. Now it's a bit of a weird... Oh. And they're just gonna come out. Oh, Lollipop maybe had a chance here. Spellin is just gonna destroy them on the outside, and everything goes well and smooth for SKADE as they push us to the next round. Only 7 rounds to go now. I say only very lightly. Here comes the auto shotty once again for MDS. And 7 more attempts here for the Bulgarian side to get things into motion. Now, I wonder if there'll be a difference here in an approach for Nemiga. I feel like they've stopped what was working for them, which is kind of the early round plays, right? That was working so well. Box eliminates. Oh, down. Box just holding it down. Box just holding it down. He not only put him in a box, he put him in a coffin, and it's all now to Spellin now, the 1 versus 3. And he might have just taken away any sort of hope they had in this game. And there's Speedak to close it off. And Box, you savage man. And I think he was kind of the person on the T side as well to get things rolling for Nemiga, if I'm not mistaken. So
I mean,
what a game.
He entered A a lot.
But we are in the realm of sanity still. Teams winning their map picks. We love to see that. Now we move on to the second map, which is Mirage, SKADE's map pick, the Bulgarian playground. They're looking to combat it back out here on the second map. Of course, this was a pretty sweeping, dominant performance by Nemiga. It was expected. The percentages for SKADE on this side, it's never looked too good, right? I think they have 33% win rate in the last 8 times they've played this map, I think. Off the top of my head. Don't quote me on that. But that was a very convincing performance for the Belarusians. And I'm excited for the second map. Before we go on break, guys, please follow this curly-headed man right here. His ad's down here below. And mine is here as well. And, of course, our producer, observer, Melanie. She does a great job behind the scenes. But if you're in the market for some CSGO skins, for some agent skins, for some 1 terabyte Kioxia SSDs, the Toshiba rebranded their new gaming line, check it out on our socials. Enter the giveaway. So I think there's a command in here as well. I'll get you guys the information on that shortly. But stay tuned. At the end of this stream, we will be doing a crazy giveaway. So stay tuned, enter the giveaway, and have a chance to win some free skins. Win a terabyte SSD. Collect those animes. Collect those highlight clips on that 1 terabyte SSD for all your needs. But for now, we are going to go to a break, and we'll soon come back for the second map on Mirage. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy the music, and we'll be back soon.